What's up, everybody in the cassette community? Craig here with another cassette update. Hope you all are doing well, and hope all is doing quite well. Hope you're staying cool. I know it's been insanely hot here, but it finally cooled down. So, first things first, what's playing in the background? If you haven't guessed it already, I don't have the cassette with me. Song remains the same by Led Zeppelin. Part 2, since I do not have a working Part 1. I'm working on getting that. Most of the haul here is Goodwill. This isn't actually the entire haul. I filed everything away when I got it and can't remember what the hell I bought. So this is to the best of my memory what I got this past weekend. I also hit up a new store that I found, and holy shit, tons and tons of vinyl, all reasonably priced. Some things a little bit more than I would honestly spend, and I mean I price checked certain shit and I was pulling it out and go, wait a minute, they're wanting $22 versus I paid $8 for an exact same copy, 5 years ago somewhere else. So it just depends. Owner's a really cool guy, tons of stereo equipment, which actually I bought a new receiver for out here in the main room, and a handful of cassettes and about 10 or so pieces of vinyl. I'm actually going back here on Friday, hopefully, to pick up some more vinyl and ransack the cassettes. Didn't have anything priced out cassette-wise. He was basically just going off of what I picked up and what he priced out. Had a bunch of stuff that was still sealed. So, I'm hoping to be able to make an offer. I figure if I buy a bunch all at once, he'll make make a better deal, The bigger the amount, the smaller the price. I mean, I started adding up to my stuff, and the price started slowly going down. Like, well, I would charge you $65, but how's $50 instead sound for those? I'm like, okay. So, really, really cool. And, yeah, let's just get right into it. So, grab the first stack here. Like I said, all of these are Goodwill finds, stuff like that, which I was really, really stoked about. So, Aerosmith big ones. Don't have to talk too much about this one. Compilation from 1994, I believe. Either 94, 95, I'm not exactly for sure, but pretty good. The Geffen years of Aerosmith. The cream of Clapton. So, Eric Clapton best of from the early 90s. 95, okay. So, really cool. Really good introduction. Eric Clapton was actually my introduction when I was a kid. So, another greatest hits collection. David Bowie. Changes Bowie. From 1991. 90. And I'm off of my years today. This is a really good comp for anybody who's just getting into David Bowie. I recommend anybody who wants to dig a little bit deeper in but doesn't want to flow through all the albums and wants to just cut out some of the bullshit. Came out at the same time. David Bowie, the Singles Collection. It's a 2-disc. Very, very good. Basically up to the same time period as this. So I highly recommend that. That's just a good road CD too. You pop those in, you're good on your Bowie. You don't have to change anything out. You don't have to skip a song. They're all winners. Damn Yankees' second album, Don't Tread on Me. Oh, Don't Tread, same shit. Solid album. Duran Duran's first album, self-titled. Next stack here, a sealed copy of Bob Dylan's 30th anniversary concert. This is actually part 1 of 2, I believe it's a 2-part cassette, I'm not for sure. I know it's a 2-part CD. They did not have part 1. I was super pissed. I keep finding these either part 1 or part 2. I almost never find all the pieces all at once. So, maybe I'll go back and see if they have it or not. If not, no big deal. Foghat Live. Hoping this one plays. Cassette's a little dirty. I haven't had a chance to listen to that one yet. Another one for the GNR collection. Spaghetti Incident, The Worst of Jefferson Airplane, completing the trifecta of CD, vinyl, and cassette. Very cool. Jefferson Starship, Red Octopus. Now, I've actually had this on vinyl for a long time, and I've heard good things. I've never listened to it. I feel I'll probably be a little more inclined now that I have it on cassette. You know, a little bit easier to pop those in, and while you're working on something, just listen to an album. I know I've actually been able to do that a lot more lately, especially with cassettes. You know, I'm able to work on something and have an album on in the background. So, Jefferson Starship, Nuclear Furniture. Been on the lookout for this album for a while and hoping to find it on vinyl. Love the songs, Laying It on the Line and No Way Out. Big fan of the Starship Best Of. Came out in the early 90s. Used to listen to all of that a lot. So, very cool. Next stack, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes. In my opinion, my favorite Tom Petty album, next to Long After Dark, Hard Promises. You know what? I love all of Tom Petty's work. I'm a huge Tom Petty fan. So, actually, this one I thought was pretty cool. One of the older cassettes that has the sticker label on there. It's a little apprehensive. I mean, clean cassette and everything, but I've had some bad luck with cassettes like that. It plays beautifully. So, very happy with that. Finally found myself a copy of Out of the Cellar by Rat. Another trifecta completer. Very big on completing the trifectas lately. Love that album, so I'm one away from having all my Rat discography on cassette. Actually two, if you want to count Rat and Roll, but I'm still missing Reach for the Sky. Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog. And you know what? Give Rick Springfield all the shit you want. Great artist. You know what? And I love his early 80s output. So, good stuff. Frontiers by Journey. Super excited. Probably one of my favorite labels. That's really cool. I really like that. Set's in great shape. Plays beautifully. So happy to get that one. Double album here. Neil Young's After the Gold Rush and Harvest. I already have Harvest on cassette, but I do not have After the Gold Rush. So, glad to pick that up. And I mean, for a quarter, why the hell not? Random album that I've never heard before, but I'm very familiar with the artist. XTC, Oranges and Lemons. I mean, clear cassette here. I've heard good things about this album. It's going to sound kind of cliched for XTC fans, but I'm very familiar with Skylarking, some of their other random songs and stuff, so I'm really excited to actually dig into that album. And Traveling Wilburys, Volume 3. Not personally my favorite. I prefer the first album, but I really like this album too. Really cool. Kind of the soundtrack for my summer of 2010. I was really big into that album. So on to my cassette finds from the store I was telling you about. Now, I actually bought 4, but one of them ended up being a dud. And this is going to be sad when I show it that this one ended up being the dud. British Steel by Judas Priest. Would have been another trifecta completer, but sadly enough, popped it in, and I think 30 seconds into Breaking the Law, it just started to wobble and just completely unlistenable. Not one of those where you just fast forward and like, oh, you get through it, okay, we're cool. Like, it just got worse, perpetually worse. So, that was sad, but the owner was super cool and said if I had any problems with any of the cassettes, I could bring it back, and he'd trade it out, which I don't think would be that big of a deal. I'll bring it in, trade it out. Yeah, I've got a laundry list of stuff that I made in my head, and that physically what I remember, I wrote out. And I also on the lookout for some cassettes for another CC member. You know who you are, buddy. And some other vinyl and stuff like that. So the next Cassette Hall is going to be a huge one. I mean, this guy's got hard rock, classic rock, metal, tons of rare metal too. Like, I don't even know. Hopefully he doesn't charge too much. Some of the stuff, because there's a few things I really, really want to pick up. And there's some stuff that's still sealed that I really, really want to get my hands on. I'm going to do my wheeling and dealing. But anyway, on to the cassettes. Kilroy was here by Styx. I've been on the lookout for this for so fucking long, and I was so glad to find it. Plays beautifully. Oh, that and Paradise Theater were my introductions to Styx. And obviously I'm a Styx fan. Yeah, I'm a fan. It's that Chicago blood in me. But, and the other one I can show here, Thin Lizzy, Live, both parts, and both super, super clean. I'll show one of them here. They're both. And they play like brand new. I mean, the cassettes, almost all the cassettes he had, all the labels were perfect, great looking cassettes. So that was the same deal with British Steel. It's one of those looks can be deceiving. Looks beautiful. Here, I'll show it real quick. Clean cassette case, great insert, and the tape itself, beautiful shape. Looks like it was never even played. And for that to happen, sucks balls. Whatever, I'm not gonna cry. But anyway, back to Thin Lizzy. This album's so solid, so good. I've had it on CD, excuse me, for a while, but never really invested enough time to really listen to it. Made the time in the last few days to listen to this album, and oh my god, I did not want to take it out of the deck. I might actually pop it back in when I'm done shooting this. Fucking awesome. And from my favorite period, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I love the album Thunder and Lightning. Very, very heavy, and I'm a John Sykes fan, so very solid. So that would be it on the cassette update. Hope you guys are all doing well. Can't wait to see you in my next update, which should hopefully be next week. Maybe I'll shoot it beforehand. Try to get it up really soon, especially with all the stuff I'm getting to buy. So thank you to all of my new subscribers. Really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Welcome aboard. Glad you guys came out. Thank you to everybody for the comments. Love them all. Love all the music talk. And just, feeling the love. You guys are amazing. So, see you guys in the next update. Peace.